Alright, what is going on, guys? Today I'm going to be making another video kind of similar to a few that I've made recently. Just showing off cool things that I buy and things like that. But this one's going to be a little special because it's going to be kind of an unboxing video like my other ones. Plus, it's also going to be a review of the service I used to buy it. So if you guys don't know, usually in Japan, a lot of game consoles and games and things like that are cheaper than they are over here. Either that's just because, they sold better in Japan, the demand for it's lower over there, or there's even some things that have never been released over here that were released over there, so it's easier to get them directly from Japan compared to buying one that's already been imported and things like that. So to be able to buy things from other countries, you can use a proxy service. Sendico, Buy, things like that. And the specific one that I'm using for this package, and I actually have another one in the mail, it's going to be here in probably about a week or two, is Sendico. Because I've heard good things about it from this guy on YouTube, The Retro Future. He buys a ton of Game Boys and things like that off of that website, and he's had pretty good luck with it. Basically, I'm going to show you guys what I got, kind of go over it, and then at the very end of the video, I'll break down the price and fees and things like that, just so you guys can see if it's like truly worth it, because you're not getting as good of a deal as it may seem, but I'd say it's still a pretty good deal. So anyway, this is the box I got, which does not show on camera well at all, so I'm gonna need to figure out a way to record this because my tripod does not really extend out this far. Alright, so I'm just gonna have to do this in kind of like a vlog style, I guess, because there's no easy way for me to unbox this all and everything when, the camera was literally like here. So I guess let's just get started. I already pulled off the label and everything because obviously I don't want you guys seeing my address and all that. Alright, I just got it started for the most part. Let me actually put it this way. Got it started for the most part, so I don't have to put too much force into it while I'm trying to record. Alright, there. So, finally got this open. They do pack this pretty well. This is some thick cardboard, and you can see there's bubble wrap and everything. So that's pretty good. Hopefully nothing's broken. So what I'm actually going to do, you can probably already see what it is. I'm going to put my phone back on the tripod that I was using before and just kind of show you all the things one by one, because I think that makes a little bit more sense. So I'll be back in just a second. But here is the first item. So looks like they might all actually just be put in here. They do kind of try to pack everything down into the smallest box possible, so they probably did just fit anything that they could in here. But this is a Japan exclusive GameCube that comes with the Game Boy player. Which is pretty cool because over here I'm pretty sure they were only sold separately. I think there might have been like a special edition or something like that came with one, but they are super rare. I only paid $80 or $85 for this, I believe. I'll have to check again at the end of the video, but I'm pretty sure it was only like $85, which is a really good price for a Game Boy player and a GameCube. That's basically what you pay for just a GameCube over here. And it's complete in box. Box can be a little better, but it's not the worst thing ever. So let's open it up. Oh yeah, okay. So they did kind of fit all of the games and everything in here. Yep. Okay. So this lot originally came with a few games. First one of those is Donkey Konga 2, which these I don't have the bongos for. They were just kind of included with the lot. But just the fact that it's a complete in-box system with all of this is a crazy deal, So Donkey Konga 2 looks to be complete in box. Has the Club Nintendo page, which is pretty cool. The really cool thing is all the games in Japan came in these cases, which we got over here for the Game Boy player, and that's it. All their games came in this, and they have this little cardboard cover that goes over it, which looks really cool. These are prone to getting damaged, but as long as you keep them in a good condition, this looks great. Next game I got is Donkey Konga 1, also from the same lot. Still in the case, complete in box, everything's in there. I don't have any way to play these right now, but I mean, once I get the bongos, then I have some games that actually use them. And I mean, just the fact that these were included with the console for that price is insane. And the third and final one is a little bit worse condition, and that is Biohazard 4, which you guys may know over here as Resident Evil 4. As you can see, the slipcover's a little damaged, it's peeling up there, and the edges are a little worn. But it's still complete in box. Both discs are in there. So, I mean, it's still completely usable. And I believe this and one of the Donkey Kongos also come with memory cards, which is a nice bonus because I actually only have one official one for my personal system. So, it's nice to have an extra. This one is interesting because it does come in a slightly bigger box if I compare it to, like, Donkey Konga. Box is just a little thicker just because it has that second disc in there. So that's pretty cool. Next up, this one is kind of important just for like the system, and it's a freeloader. I did not know that they actually sold these in Japan. I thought this was like an American only thing. But I know region mods are pretty easy on the GameCube, but I'm just not super interested in changing the hardware. I like keeping everything as original as possible. Obviously, if things need to be repaired, I'll do that, but I didn't really want to, like, go into this GameCube and start, you know, changing things and, you know, soldering things on and doing anything like that. So this will basically just let me play any game from any region on this GameCube and on my personal GameCube that I've had for a while. As you can see, it's in here. I actually got a really good deal on this. It was only $15, which is pretty crazy for a freeloader. Because over here on eBay, I feel like they're usually like $40 or more. Finally, we have the last game, I believe. Unless I'm forgetting one. I am forgetting one, but this one I did buy as a separate purchase, and it is Super Smash Bros. DX, which over here we got as Melee. It's my favorite Smash Bros. Game, and I thought that this box art was just super cool. So if I take this out of this little bag here. Alright. This copy's in pretty good condition. It's got a little bit of wear on the edges. As you can see, the top of it's bent a little bit, but for the most part, I mean, it looks great. Disc is in there, no memory card, but who cares? But yeah, I just really wanted this so I have a native Japanese game that I'll actually play. I mean, Donkey Konga I'll probably never play. Resident Evil, maybe, although I don't know if you need to read the dialogue for it, because if you do, then I can't really play it much. But yeah, this is a really cool one. And this should be the last game. So the one downside with this lot here that I got was that it only included the system and the Game Boy player, and it did not have the boot disc. So that's what this is here. And like, as you can see, they do a really good job packaging these things. Like, I mean, if you buy something on eBay, there's a very low chance that they go through the effort of like wrapping it in a bag basically, and then bubble wrapping it on top of that. On eBay, you'd be lucky to get a padded envelope for a lot of these things. But anyway, here we go. As you can see, this is in a blue case compared to the North American discs clear case. I'm not sure why that is specifically, but I mean, it's an official Game Boy player disc. Looks pretty good. I mean, there's a couple scratches, but it's not bad at all. And I technically didn't need this because I have a few other ways of playing games off the Game Boy player, but I just wanted to have the complete set here. So since it didn't include one, I just thought I'd pick this up. It was probably like, I think it was like $30 or $40. So much cheaper than the Game Boy player disc over here, which is like close to $100. But anyway, unless I'm forgetting something, which is very likely, I think that's everything for the games. So now, right here we got a cable of some sort. Oh, is this a link cable? It is. I didn't even know this was included. Alright, so I have a Mad Catz one of these, but now I have an official one that won't deteriorate. So that's nice. This is just so you can connect a Game Boy up to the GameCube. So you could use like a Game Boy as a controller for Game Boy games, or you can like transfer data in some games. Like I believe Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, you can play the Chow Garden on your Game Boy, which is pretty cool. So this is really nice to have. Right down here, I got the power cable. I'm not going to bother unwrapping this because I don't have much use for it right now, just because, you know, I already have an American power supply and the voltages are different, so I'd rather just use the American one. So I will just keep this here. And this one, we got a GameCube controller, which also is like almost $40 over here. So the fact that you get this, a Game Boy player, the 3 games, the link cable, all of that is just insane for the price. And this thing, I mean, it's possible that the buttons were replaced, but this thing looks mint. That stick is really... Aw, dude, this is like probably my nicest GameCube controller right now. It's got like a couple little scrapes and scuffs on it, but I mean, like this analog stick, I don't know if you could see it, but it's like still not discolored at all. Usually they end up getting a little yellow. And I mean, it feels great, sounds great. Yeah, it is a little dirty, so I think these are the original buttons and everything. It just looks like it was really well taken care of, which that's something that you do notice when you buy things overseas. I feel like they take a lot better care of their things than people in America do. Because, I mean, I have some horrible controllers that have just been, like, completely trashed. Like, anything that I've seen people get from Japan has been, like, almost perfect condition, even if it's like broken. That's really nice. A couple scrapes, like I said, but I mean, this is probably going to become my main GameCube controller just because of like the condition of it. Next up, this one's a little funky. I think these are unofficial video cables. Oh wow, these are long cables. Like I said, I have plenty of them, so this doesn't bother me. But I mean, yeah, these are really weird. They're like translucent, transparent, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, it is just a normal composite cable, but it is very long. So these might come in handy someday. If not, I mean, it's just cool to have an extra set, you know? I do have the cables from my previous video, or 2 videos ago, I can't remember. But I do have those component cables, and that's what I'm going to be using to test it. Alright, now we get to the main attraction. So this is the GameCube itself. Ignore the stands to this phone stand. I do need to get a new one that's a little bit nicer than this. But anyway, GameCube looks pretty good. As you can see, Game Boy players on it. And here we go. I did really want to get one of the colors that we didn't get over here, but they were just all too expensive. A lot of people have kind of caught on that you can get stuff from Japan that didn't release over here, and things like the Spice Orange GameCube go for a lot more than the Platinum one. Honestly, I don't care that much. I'd like to get one eventually, but I'm not super worried about it. Just make sure, yeah, no bonus game, unfortunately, but what did I expect? So yeah, as you can see, has the Game Boy player attached. Everything looks really good, actually. This is one of the DAL 001, I think, so it has the digital AV out port. That's really cool. And I think that's everything in the box, except for, got the GameCube manual here. Pretty cool. Obviously, I can't read any of it, but it's just nice to have. Alright, so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to quickly set this up and just, you know, try out a couple different things. I'm going to try out a Smash Bros. On it. I'm going to try the Game Boy player, and then I'm going to try running an American game on it using the freeloader. And I'll just show you guys what happens when you do all that. So I will be back in just a second. Alright, so I have everything hooked up. I just need to turn my CRT on. Hopefully I can get the ringing noise out in editing, but if it's still there, sorry. Alright, so once that screen pops up, I will power the thing on and make sure it works. Oh, I'm on the wrong input. Let me fix that. I believe it's video 3, that's the component. Yep, there it goes. And there it goes, boots up. So I have no disc in it right now, so it's not really going to do anything. Let me just zoom in a little bit so you're not getting too much of the background. So as you can see, everything's in Japanese, so this is the same console I just bought. I'm not doing any like trickery here. So the main appeal of this system is the Game Boy player, so I guess that's what I'm going to test out first. Oh, and by the way, this did also come with the little latch that the Game Boy player connects into. Just so if I want to take that out, I can still have it look pretty nice. So let's do that. Let's put Pokemon Emerald in there. And press start. As you can see, boots right up. And yeah, works just like you'd expect. Pokemon Emerald boots right up. I can go back to where I was. So seems like everything's working pretty much fine. Let me try Smash Bros, and then I'm also going to try the freeloader with 1,000 Year Door. Alright, and the laser on this GameCube is so much better than the one that I've been using. The GameCube I have, I don't know why, I need to probably change that potentiometer, because it is just completely messed up. It's super hard to get it to read a game. And I mean, this one just boots up instantly. So here we go, Smash Bros. DX. I just think the title of this is so much cooler. Like, it's not cooler than Melee, it's just cool that it isn't Melee, if that makes sense. Alright, so I believe if I go here and then here, it should put me into Versus. Yep. Alright, and let's just go Ness. Well, didn't turn items off. So yeah, it just works perfectly fine. And this controller is really nice. I mean, I need to practice a little bit more. I haven't played Melee in a while, but I mean, this controller is really nice. So that's cool. Seems to be reading Japanese games, which I mean, it should. Well, let's try the freeloader now. See what happens. All right, so I put the freeloader in. Should detect that. I've never actually used one of these. I should just, I mean, it should boot up and then just tell me to swap discs, I'd assume. I hope this is where I'm supposed to change disc. Yeah, insert game disc. Okay. Thought it would give me some type of instruction, but I guess not. Let's put in Paper Mario. And I mean, there we go. So it's working just like it was a native game, or like it was an American console. So it's pretty cool. This is probably going to be my replacement GameCube, just because the one I have, like I said, does not read games very well. And I mean, I've been having issues getting the Game Boy player to work because the disc won't even read for it. So yeah, it just works perfectly. Let me actually check the memory cards, because I am curious what's on them. Alright, so we got a 251 meg, or block, whatever it's called, memory card that came with Donkey Konga. And then there's also one with Resident Evil, which is 59 blocks. Oh, B wasn't even inserted. Okay. A had Resident Evil 2 and Donkey Konga. Let's see what the other one's got on it, if it'll read. There it goes. Oh, wow. I have Resident Evil 4. So this system, I mean, unless they had some other memory card, it looks like this system was, like, never used. I mean, they played, okay, no, it was, they got 60, I believe that's time, so they got 16 hours on Donkey Konga 2, and 15 and a half on the first one. So, yeah, they did definitely play these games a lot, they're just these two games only. So to me, just the fact that there's only a few games on here shows that this is pretty much brand new. I mean, obviously it has probably like 100 hours added up in all these games, but honestly, 100 hours is not bad for a console that's this old, you know? I mean, I have 100 hours in the new Call of Duty that just came out, so 100 hours is almost nothing. So this thing is like practically brand new, which is really cool, actually. So I'm pretty sure that's all. I don't really have anything else to go over. Like I said, I am also getting something else from Japan in probably a week or two, so if you guys enjoyed this video, I'll definitely make sure to record that one. I'm gonna try to get some setup figured out for recording it by then, because, I mean, this just doesn't work very well. I did almost forget, I said I was going to go over all of the, you know, the pricing and everything like that, and what I paid for all these items. So what I'm going to do, since I don't have the numbers in front of me right now, I'm just going to kind of edit that into the video so you guys can see it. Alright, so on the screen right now, I'm just going to show the items that were in the order and the price that it ended up being. And by the way, this is as of the 17th of January, because, you know, exchange rates fluctuate and things like that, so it might be off by a couple dollars or a couple cents here and there, but it's close enough to what I paid. For the freeloader, I ended up paying $19.41 after their fee and shipping. Basically, they have a 500 yen fee for every single purchase you make, which comes out to be like a little over $3, maybe $4. So it's really not that bad. For the GameCube, it ended up being $99.93, so basically $100 after fees and everything like that. I had to pay shipping for it, so it ended up being around an extra like $5 or $6. For the Game Boy Player disc, I paid $34.16, and then Smash Bros. Ended up being $20.88. Shipping was pretty cheap, it was like $1 or $2. So altogether, for just the items, I ended up paying $174.38, which is a pretty decent amount of money, but honestly, for what you're getting, that's pretty good, because like I said, just the Game Boy Player and the disc is easily over $200. You're getting that, plus a complete in-box GameCube, controller, the link cable, 3 games, the freeloader, and Smash Bros. All things considered, that's still a really good deal. But I haven't talked about shipping yet. So with that, I ended up choosing FedEx because it was a bit quicker. Instead of being 30 to 60 days, it was only 5 to 7, which is a lot more reasonable for only being like another maybe $10 more than the cheapest option. For that, I ended up paying $57.24 just for the shipping. And then I paid an extra 500 yen for the protective packaging fee. That comes out to be around $4. So the total cost of the actual shipping and packaging was $61.12. So after all of that's added up, I ended up paying $235.50 for the whole package, completely shipped. And that's not really that bad, like I said, for all the things you get, but the shipping cost is pretty high. So something that is like very close to being a bad deal probably won't be worth it, just because you're going to end up paying probably $50 to $100 in shipping. So, you know, if something's only $20 cheaper in Japan, you'll probably actually save money getting it over here. And obviously shipping price and everything depends on the weight of the package. This one here ended up being just over 4 kilograms, which comes out to about 9 pounds. So keep that in mind. You know, if you get like a heavier item, like, you know, if you were to ship a PVM or something over, you're going to be paying a lot more than this in shipping. But anyway, if you guys enjoyed this, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Hopefully you found this interesting. I definitely recommend this service if you're looking for some Japanese exclusive game consoles or games or whatever. Even other stuff. I mean, they do a lot more than video games. That's just mainly what I look for. What it basically does is it just lets you buy anything off of like Yahoo Auction and Mercari Japan and things like that. So anything that's sold like locally over there, you can basically get it shipped to you anywhere. I mean, it's not just the US. You can do it in Europe, Australia, other Asian countries, you know, just whatever. So anyway, if you guys enjoyed the video at all, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know down in the comments if you found this at all interesting. But yeah, guess I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.